Joining me namhlanje is a truly powerful artist, mfethu, an authentic magician that found a way to inhliziyo zethu through umculo wakhe. Lalela, please help me welcome Msaki. Msaki, how are you namhlanje?
Good, but Johnny.
Sikhona. Thank you so much for giving us isikhathi sakho namhlanje. We really appreciate it.
No, it's lovely to speak to you guys always.
Thank you. So, look, Msaki, music has been so kind to you, right? I mean, music has allowed for you not only to feed your, to provide for yourself, for your family, but music has allowed for you to travel quite a bit, right? And you've been to so many amazing places. I know this because I'm not going to say stalk, but I'm going to say I watch your stuff on Instagram. And a lot of these places are here in Africa, right? So which other African countries have you had the pleasure of visiting in your travels?
I've been to East Africa mostly, quite extensively. A little bit in the north. I would like to go to Egypt. I was about to go to Egypt when lockdown hit. There's some beautiful musicians there that play some genres and explore skills that I'm interested in. But mostly just, I think I wish I could traveled more. I've been into the normal Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Botswana. I've been to Kigali, Rwanda, Kenya. Now, recently, Zanzibar is a place that I think is paradise. So I've been a bit lucky to see a few countries. I'd really like to see Libya as well.
You know, I think I should have maybe asked which countries haven't you been to? Because, you know...
I want to go to Sudan. I want to go everywhere.
Wow, that is amazing. So I asked this because, you know, I personally truly believe that South Africa produces the best music in the continent. And I'm not being biased here. I'm saying this because we produce more than one genre. You know, like Nigeria is known for Afrobeats, etc. So we're known for quite a bit, right? So is it fair, you know, as umuntu who knows the African cultures, because you've been there, you understand the music, is it fair to say South Africa makes the best music, or do you feel as though we're a close second, or who is a close second in your opinion?
A close second. You know, if we talk, you know, just in terms of stats, you know, Nigeria seems to be doing well, and they've found a way to put their stamp, you know, globally, and they have a sound that the entire world is coveting. Even though they're now really into Mapiano, like in the top 50 songs in Nigeria, so many of them are Mapiano songs. So they've reimagined and claimed the genre. I think the audacity of the Nigerians makes their music travel far, because they're everywhere and they're very bombastic about sharing their music.
Yes.
But musically, I'm really into what's going on in Tanzania, in East Africa, and Kenya. There's a very beautiful music scene there, and it's a rich live music scene. There's a band in every town and every restaurant, a cafe. We'll always have a live band playing. And the culture of live music is very high. So the skill set is high. The only thing about, you know, places like Kenya, they're looking to us, you know. And we still are sleeping on how, like, rich and culturally, fortunate we are. We have so many different rhythms, so many different ethnicity, languages and indigenous stories, you know, from our different areas. Because, you know, there's so many rhythms, but you can trace them up towards Africa when you start linking the Nguni tribes. And then Botswana have got that rhythm. And so it gets interesting because if we really follow our indigenous sounds, we see which African countries we all sync up with sonically. The best for me is Senegal. Dakar is probably the best musically, and also just Mali, because of that Kora tradition and the fact that everybody that makes music there is regarded highly in society. They treat it well. They treat their musicians well. If you're a musician, you're as important as a politician, as a vicar. You have stature in society, which I think is something that...
But I mean, that's fair, because musicians are very important to society, you know, to communities. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
So, Msaki, you've released a double album. You've got Platinum B Heart Open and Platinum B Heart Beating, right? No, I personally feel...
Platinum B, that's interesting. You're calling it Platinum B.
How am I calling?
So you can say it like platinum, you know, like numb the emotion, but you're speaking about the mineral. I mixed a word. I made up a word. So
could you please say it correctly?
So it's platinum. You can't even hear because you say numb. You don't say number. So it's platinum heart.
Platinum.
Yes. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, okay, platinum. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So, I feel it's intelligent of you, right? Because I mean, we all know that Msaki, she's got the dance music, she's got the jazz side of things. Everybody knows this, right? And you've sort of built two separate fan bases, but now you realized Gucci, you've got these two separate fan bases, and you've given us a double album. So I would just like to know what made you decide on releasing a double album instead of taking half the songs from Platinum Heart Beating and the other half from Platinum Open Hearts, Hearts Open Jalo, when's album eyodwa, kind of thing.
I went through all the different configurations and possibilities, and I just had a lot of music to share. And I also wanted someone to be able to listen to, for instance, Platinum Heart Beating as someone who likes electronic music, Gagasi Mamela from beginning to end, and sort of trace a journey and a story of African electronic music. We've got a bit of EDM, we've got Afro Tech, we've got Bossa Nova, we've got more like Afro House. I go all the way to Amapiano, So if you're a person following the journey sonically, you can get an entire picture. And I think I had something to say as an electronic musician, and wanted to state it quite clearly. And the other one, I think emotionally, it just curated better together. The story was really telling itself. So it's more of an organization thing. It's more of a categorization, not really, because I just didn't want to have these two. I didn't want to have one album, because I thought about that, having one album with both sounds and separate them. But sonically, I didn't think that it would be as smooth, And I wanted to actually, the reason why we released them on the same day and we called them the same thing and differentiated slightly and still had like covers that are slightly the same but a little bit different, was to say that I am both those people and I can do two albums if I want, and I am the common denominator. As the songwriter, there's a thread through both the house electronic album into acoustic, Afro jazz experiential one. So it's all me, I still feel like the same person in both.
I'm getting the sense that now you are a lot more confident, in just how you operate your career. It seems like you have more control. Because, I mean, like this is, it takes confidence. And I actually like how Heart Beating, the electronic dance album, Heart Beating, the name, sort of like it explains itself. And then Heart Open, that's where you find Ingome Tandu Yabo. So that was beautiful. Just quickly wrapping it up, Msaki. Look, you said that you don't write music, you catch it, right? Now, I kind of get that, but please can you elaborate, Gangane, what you mean by that? Like, how did you catch a song like Tomorrow Silver, for example?
That's a perfect example. Like, I didn't sit and open my book and labor at writing a song. The circumstance and the day. And in fact, I was just journaling. That's literally straight from my journal. I was somewhere in Berlin. I wasn't feeling great, I was having a tough time. And I was thinking deeply about life and it that are supposed to be important. And I was away from home, and Janet just had like a health scare. So I wanted to just reflect, and I think the song didn't really. I didn't sit there and think, okay, let me write and put this together, and I'm a clever songwriter. No, I just kept quiet for a moment and was able to just hear what it is that my heart wanted to say. And I think that's partly a collaboration with the universe. And I have a belief that if we keep quiet enough, we'll hear more. Like if I'm talking the whole day and I'm blasting music the whole day and I'm singing the whole day, I might not necessarily catch the song of the day. But if I give myself little moments to just be still, there's always get rewarded with a song on my lap, whether it's the beginning of a song or an idea or a concept. That's why I say I just catch them because they're in the air. They're in the atmosphere, and sometimes you catch the same song as another musician. It happens. Like I know people that have like written almost the same song, and they think they plagiarize each other. But I'm like, no, these songs are around us, and it's just a matter of how you grab it from the air and put it down on paper, and then you become a songwriter, where you're shaping and chiseling and making decisions about structure and rhyming, and then you can activate your songwriter. But the song didn't come to you because you were good.
That is so hectic. I remember you saying something similar about Ubo Mabmanga, that you and Sanal were in studio and you just sort of let it come to you. So I think I truly understand what you mean when you say you catch me. So very quickly, we have to wrap it up now, Msaki, but there's something I've always wanted to ask you, right?
Ask away.
In your opinion, what's the difference between God and the universe? Because I hear people say the universe in its abundance, but does that mean God in its abundance? Is God another word for universe, vice versa? What are your thoughts on that?
Yo, this is such a beautiful question for daytime radio. I'm so moved. I mean, we're all trying to figure it out. I don't think, and I think even it's interesting how science will lead us back to the unknown, They'll try and work things out to each atom, and then they'll get to a point where we can't explain how this atom is behaving. It's not how we predicted. It's not going left and right. It's not negative and positive. And we'll call it the God particle because we can't predict. We don't know how to compute it, Yeah. And I'm just like, our science is always trying to explain what spirituality has been claiming. That there's an infinite source of love. We're not here by accident. We're an extension of that. And I think matter, universe, particles, we can make it science, but at the end of the day, it's something I think that is more magical than that, and I think more divine than that. So I think you can't really separate one from the other. And I know, some people say, no, the universe exists because there's an orchestrator, a grand orchestrator, but what kind of orchestrator wouldn't be part of what creates it? So when are you going to start separating God and the universe, and why should we even try?
Wow. Msaki, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. I personally love you. I can't speak for... I know it's Ismalinga Siktandayo, but, since I can tell you, I'm going to do it. I love you, Msaki. Anyway, sabonga kulu.
Thanks, man. Thank you for having me this afternoon.
Thank you so much.